She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hey, were you with us back in January when we asked the question, or actually made the statement, let's get you married in 2018? Were you a part of that show? Well, this is a little check-in. This is a little, hey, where you at with that goal? You had a goal that you wanted to get married in 2018. Have you already been moving forward on the path? We gave you so many different ideas, proven tips that have worked for so many of our clients on how to get yourself married. That is, of course, if you want to get yourself married. Check this out, though. This is kind of a trip. Now, some people believe there's nobody out there, which we addressed that issue all the way back in January. Like, there's just no good guys out there. There's just no good women out there. Trust me, I hear it on both sides of the fence. Wonderful men, they're like, gosh, man, all I find are these women who just want to have sex. Like, what? And then I hear the women say the same thing. It's like, gosh, it's hard to find a guy who, doesn't just want to jump into bed right away. Both parties are saying this, which I find to be so interesting. But we addressed all those issues back in January. So you could go to the website, DaniJohnson.com, and search through the archives all the way back in January when we had this discussion. But check this out. In 1960, it was estimated that married couples made up 78% of the American population. Wow. Check what it is now. 48%. That's kind of trippy, isn't it? That's like kind of scary. What a trend. And I wonder what the outcome of that trend is actually going to be. Only 12% of only 12% of singles say that they don't want to get married. And that's according to Psychology Today. So we had some people that had called in randomly on that show when we did it. And we've actually reached back out to them to find out. Where you at with that? Huh? You said you want to get married. You said you had some things that you need to get in order. Where are you at with that? Well, check this out. Jasmine Fullove, she writes this. It's pretty awesome. She says, things are going well. I've been going on dates, attracting in nice guys. I've been working on building my confidence and working through some emotional triggers that I have about relationship. Things are moving in the right direction. Thanks for checking. Okay, so let's talk about this because it's really, really, really important that you realize that perhaps you might have some triggers. What are triggers? Not chiggers, triggers. Triggers. Why? I love what Jasmine wrote. Right? Because she was one of those that called in and said, I want to, but there's... She gave a bunch of excuses as to why she wasn't. And then we were like, hey, this is what you need to do. So she started to do it. And in the process of her going, okay, I'm going to put myself out there. Okay, I'm going to start dating. As soon as she started to do that, she noticed, and this is what's so amazing, she is actually self-aware enough to realize that she got some junk in her trunk. She got some stuff, some heart issues from back where in her childhood with past relationships. And I respect this woman so much that she is working on that stuff. Rather than like saying, all guys are the same. No, hold on a second. I got some inner heart issues that need to be cleaned out. Instead of blaming all the guys, she's looking in the mirror and she's discovering some habits, some mindsets, literally some belief systems that she has concerning men, concerning relationships, concerning getting married, so that she doesn't bring that into the next set of relationships or the dating process, however which way that she does. I personally don't believe in dating. I believe in courting only. And if you're not going to date to get married, there's no point in going on a second date. You're not even point in going on the first date. We have Monique Smith who said, here was her response when we reached out to her to remind her. She's like, dang, can't believe you remembered that. Big old laughing symbol. I met someone on the way back from Dynasty this past May, and we've been chatting. 2 dates so far, not in a rush. A good match is worth the wait and time. So true. Again, good wisdom there. A good match is worth the wait, no question. But that doesn't mean you sit in your house and you wait for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right to just plop on your lazy boy chair next to you, okay? That's not waiting for the person. So fortunately, and I'm proud of Monique because she's getting out there. She just met somebody. She's like, had a couple of dates so far and not trying to rush into the relationship, but at least she's out there and doing what we talked about back in January. And if you want to know what we talked about in January, you can go look the show up. Okay, Ashley went in. Check this one out. I've actually known of Ashley since she was 13 years old. I think she was 13 when she came to her very first step success. She writes, yes, made it a goal and wrote it down in my dream journal. Met my future husband 30 days later at first steps to success. Ta-da! So there we go. So, yeah. So there we have it. So there are some people who are moving themselves ahead, and there are some people who are not. But I'm really proud of these three who okay, I do want to get married in 2018. I do want to get married, period. So, but when do I start on that process? And so at least these guys have done, or gals, have done it. They've at least stepped up. Here we've also got, Darrell Engelveld. He says, worked his personal list of resources, which is something we talked about, many, many months back, to work your personal list of resources. And we actually gave a script in that show about how to contact your own personal list of resources. I'm not saying calling women, I'm saying calling your friends and finding out who they know that is single and that letting them know that you're looking and you're serious about finding, in his case, a wife. And who does he know that is single that maybe we can make a connection with? Anyway, there's a little bit more to that script, but you can find it. All right. So he says, he worked his personal list of resources, didn't have much luck there, but has had success with online dating and is going on a second date with a promising woman. So Darrell Engelveld, I am so proud of you that you followed directions, first of all. And by the way, Darrell, I'm going to tell you this right now. I want you to go back through that list again. Although if you feel like you've got a promising candidate on the hook, then maybe you don't have to do that. But if it does not, if you and the woman choose not to go down to the next step level of commitment, then go back through that list again. I don't know how many names you had on that list, but even go through your Facebook list and even be asking some of your friends, hey, can you tell me what is wrong with me that I can't see about myself that needs to change in order for me to find a wife? I really want to take care of a woman one day. I want to love a woman. I want to have a great companion for the rest of my life. Can you tell me what is wrong with me? Do I have a third eye that I cannot see? Do I have something wrong with my personality that I'm not aware of? Is there something in my character perhaps that I need to work on so that I can attract the kind of woman that I want to attract? So anyway, hey, here's the bottom line. The reason why we did today's show is because back at the beginning of the year, if you were one of those single people that said, man, I'm sick and tired of being single, I want to get married, and yet you believed all of these crazy thoughts that, I can't because, and there's no good people out there, and I've tried too many times, and it just doesn't work. Whatever those excuses were that you had, we obliterated them back in January. And the main issue of that show was, come on, it's time to start taking action and move yourself ahead so that you can get this goal accomplished. Listen, bottom line is this, is if you actually were to look at some of the different ways different cultures actually find their mates, you can learn from that. We live in this culture, the American culture, is like just waiting for some dream to fall out of the sky. It doesn't work that way. That's not how life works. It's not how it even works here, right? Come on. My first marriage, sorry to say, I met a guy and married him in 7 days. Biggest mistake of my life. It was like the dumbest thing I could have ever done. I had every red flag just like telling me, do not marry this guy. I'm going to do it anyway. And I did. And boy, did I pay a hefty price for that. That was stupid of me. I was young. I was easy to deceive. Not so much anymore. Bottom line is that I made a huge mistake, but I didn't make that mistake twice. Thank God. I've been with the same man for 27 years, and boy, are we enjoying each other more today than we ever did 27 years ago. That's for sure. We're enjoying each other more today than we did 5 years ago, to be quite honest with you. So, but it's not about finding the right person. In fact, Hans and I were the wrong people. We were the least likely people to get together. We've had to work through all kinds of relationship triggers to be able to get to where our relationship is so harmonious, so peaceful, so exciting, so hilarious. very deeply satisfying and absolutely overflowing with fulfillment. That's how we are today. It took us a lot of work to be able to get here, and the work has been worth it. So please get yourself out of the American mindset that you have to be this certain, look and you're not that look, so therefore you're not getting anybody. And or that there's nobody out there for you. Maybe God doesn't want me to get married. Whatever belief and idea that you've congregated up in your head or conjured up in your head that has stopped you from having your deepest heart's desire. I truly believe that the marriage relationship, is the most fulfilling and most satisfying of all relationships here on planet Earth when you're doing it right. When you have become the person who can receive and give that kind of love that a marriage should have. It is the most fulfilling and the most satisfying. And so please come out of the clouds with your American idea of how to find a mate. They're not going to drop out of a hot air balloon and land on your roof. Come down the chimney and sit right next to you and say, I'm the one. That's not how that's going to work, friend. It's just not. However, what is going to work, what's going to work beautifully, is you taking the appropriate steps, checking your own heart. Yeah, you can make a list of resources, as so many of our clients have and have ended up married from it. Putting yourself in places where this ideal person that you want to be married to exists. Like, figure out who is it that you want to be married to, make that list, and in that list, you will know where do they hang out, what do they do for fun, what kind of activities do they like to do, right? And you put yourself in those particular places. Like, for example, if you're a golfer and you want to marry a golfer, you might want to go golfing. You might want to find out who you know that is a golfer that is single. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're somebody that loves music and a specific type of music, and you want to be yoked up with somebody who also likes that kind of music, well then where are those places where those people hang out? And put yourself there and begin to actually talk to people about who do you know that likes this kind of music, that enjoys that likes to go and do these kind of things, and put yourself in those particular environments, okay? It's all marketing, basically. Hey, listen, I have something for you. I have something for you, because if a lot of times people don't end up married because they can't communicate. They don't know how to communicate, and they don't know how to deal with some of those inner heart issues that are stopping them. They don't know how to motivate anybody else. They don't know how to even give the right presentation to somebody. Okay, well, listen, I have something for you. It's totally free, no joke. You can get a hold of First Steps to Wealth. It has all this amazing communication skills that are in there, as well as how to kind of handle this mindset, this lottery mentality that you've picked up through Disney, that you've picked up through our society and all the marketing commercials that we've all been a part of. So deal with what those issues are, learn what those beliefs are, learn how to think differently, how to rewire your brain and your heart for success, and especially success in marriage. And that is called First Steps to Wealth, because it's about a wealth of relationships, friend, as well as wealth financially. But get your copy today. You pay the shipping to get it to your house. I'd be happy to give you the $15 book absolutely free. So if you go to firststepstowealth.com, again, that's firststepstowealth.com, you can get your free copy of First Steps to Wealth. Again, you pay the shipping. It's only fair. I've already paid the shipping for it to be at a warehouse. You pay the shipping now to get it from our warehouse to your house. That's a good deal, and you can have this $15 book. Now, what's in it? Here's the deal I want you to make with me, though. I don't want you to be another person that collects dust with books on bookshelves, please, and then gives them away to somebody else. This is about you. You said you wanted to get married in 2018. We're running out of time, friend. So you definitely got to brush up some good and very important personality, being able to discern different personality skills. You need to brush up on your communication skills. You're going to learn exactly, really step by step, how to set yourself up on a date, how to set yourself up to where you're able to discern, is this the person I'm looking for? Also, how to ask the right kind of questions to really tell, is this someone that I want to spend the rest of my life with? Because listen, the looks are just a surface thing. It's about getting in behind the person, how they think and what's inside their heart. And First Steps to Wealth is going to show you step by step how to do that. And if you are already married, get the book. Oh my gosh. Because if you want to turn some things up in the house, like in a good, positive, harmonious, peaceful, and passionate way, this book, again, is going to fine-tune those communication skills, things that you actually did in the very beginning of your relationship that you probably have forgotten about. But it's going to be a good reminder. First steps to wealth, you pay the shipping to get it to your house. Because again, we already paid the shipping to get it to our warehouse. You take care of the shipping to your house, and we'll send you the $15 book. Firststepstowealth.com. And the deal I'm making with you is I want you to write me and tell me how you're using it. Come on. In fact, even join me on Facebook. Come over on Facebook, Dani Johnson Live, and let me know what page you're on, what you're learning from it, how you're using it, because you actually might be able to help us see the book from a different perspective. You might be able to help us, help our clients to use the book in a different way when we see how you're using it, all right? So that's all I want. You pay the shipping, and I want you to come over to Dani Johnson Live, and I want you to write me about what you're learning from the book, how you're applying it, and how your date to get married process is going. All right, that's it for us for today. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great one. Bye-bye.